Here we go. Do have the unpause, and we are ready to get into this one. Match is now live. Rustic is the one that gets dropped by Dooley's. Nick. Tight angle, trying to find some taps through the smoke. Not quite there to land. iNsanity player is just gonna charge their way through Donut. Ugly quickly gets outnumbered, but Nick, that is a spectacular shot as he rotates into CT. So trying to play around the boxes, trying to play aggressively, and he gets one back. So 4-4 situation for the retake for Token. Igor gets one as well. Fogley come through Temple. Rustic has one with the Doolies, but he gets traded immediately. Igor with the second. Traded by P-Back. And it's all down to him now. Low HP, very low HP, just 5, but he has a kit. 34 HP on Innocent. Breaker peeks out. The full HP player. All he needs to do is just connect with the little toe of P-Back, and that was going to be the round waiting. As we get a bot in the chat, that's always nice to see. So first round goes the way of iNsanity. It did come pretty close. Only 2 players survive. Well, flag is Israel. I believe 3 of the players are Russian. 2 of them are definitely Israeli. Token players stacked together. Side A main. Peaks favor them. Get 1 kill. They've dinked, and there's Flame finishing off the second. Rustic gets a third. Rustic, another kill for him. That's 3 in the round. And it's down to the 2 versus 1 situation. Chris left alone. This eco stack in A main has been spectacular from Token. Chris. A lot of work to do to break this crossfire. This is a really good setup from Token here. Flame's watching the angle as Chris tries to cross over into Rustic. And the eco nets the round win for Token. Spectacular work from the players. And this is smart from Nick. The force buy is maybe not the most predicted thing coming out from iNsanity, because they had enough to eco into the next round. They have gone for the force buy instead, but expecting that eco coming out from iNsanity, Nick onto the MP9 has to build up a bit of money before he gets that AWP out. It is a force buy from iNsanity. That could be some sort of issue for Nick. Faces the Galil first, but no head armor on that rifle. It's the MP9 to just shred through him. Breaker will hand that on over to Igor. E-Bank pushes down to the bottom of ramp as well to provide some assistance for Nick. Pushed up close to the doors. Ugly controlling mid. Finds 2. He runs out of bullets to take out the second though. Chris gets the trade on Edison. And so 2 players in fact have gone down for Token because Nick was found over towards B as well. Flame gonna have to exit out of Donut to control middle now. Puts off that rotation of Chris. Breaker and Igor they have left now to see about entering into this B site. Stick did spot the player on ramp. Angle has been changed. See it all the way down there now. Maybe he just spotted a little bit of movement. Or he's played it a little bit more cautiously. Igor. That is spectacular to get the flick onto the head. P-Back. Rustic. It's his time as he waits for Flame to rotate on in. Can't get the kill. Player on sight, but he does prevent Igor exiting cave. And Rustic deals with the player on sight. So Token Gaming take the lead. And now this is going to be the round where iNsanity has to eco. So that eco win coming out from Token in the second round is going to get a lot of groundwork for them to build off of. 3 MP9s going into this round. We're trying to save a little bit of money. Maybe Frost Stick or Flame could have dropped these MP9s on over. Try through that mid-smoke from Fogley. They get eventually, but 3 kills for the man before he goes down. Nick was there as well. Prevent things from really getting out of control. It's the block to his name, Igor. Trying to see if he can find something to use his advantage, but there's absolutely nothing there to get. And Nick is just spamming this smoke with his MP9. Back there watching the smoke as well. See, it's fade. Oh, he gets a chance. He gets the dink off immediately. But it's not enough. The Glock. There's too little power. And now, round 5 is where we get our first gun round. Still a couple of MP9s in play on the token side. A couple of AKs and an AWP. CTs means they have plenty of firepower in that lineup. This is going to be where Worldbreaker has to play really well, because Nick has been hitting some spectacular shots in the build-up to this season. Oh, iNsanity just not respecting that smoke. Over in the lane, trying to stop addition into mid to help Worldbreaker. Instead, we go through it. They did get 1 kill. Did Nick? Just tries to peek out into the other side of mid as well afterwards. Worldbreaker holding the angle ready. Stick rotates on over. Fill that position. His presence even has been ended now as they've rotated on over to A and Donut. Worldbreaker trying to be a little bit unpredictable with his positioning. He gets a kill in mid, rotates all the way around to A main. He's found a kill into Temple as well. Down goes Fogley. This is a difficult retake position rather, for Token. Worldbreaker, he's still trained on this angle. Back with the MP9 is having a look. Stick. He was going to try and juggle both guns back into the safety of B site. Back has confirmed that he is going to stick around, see if he can get some exits. Anything of the sort. Missed shot from Worldbreaker, and that gives him the chance for one. I don't think he's going to get any more after that. Or does trade him back out. Oh no, Worldbreaker dies to the bomb! Bit of a miscalculation there. That is not going to help iNsanity moving forwards, because they are a little bit way off breaking Token's economy. They're just hanging on by a thread for themselves. Good cost, iNsanity moving forwards, but Worldbreaker, he is top of the scoreboard for his team. Why Igor is there instead. He's close by him, so not be much of an issue. He can still have some impact going into this round as well. He clears out, up was saved and dropped back on over. It's not quite perfect. Looked like he could have landed directly next to Innocent, but not quite. A lot of presence in mid. Start off this game from iNsanity. First, that pistol round was just a rush into Donut for 4 players. 1 player coming out A main, but this time around, got 3. It's a couple of players positioned on over towards B. A bomb dropped outside of B doors as well. Moves on in behind the smoke that was thrown out by Flame. But he isn't able to get the kill. Igor was able to. Instead, he tries to go through the smoke though. Feeling very confident. It's cost him his life, and Flame peeks on back out of cave. He knows those players pushing in from CT as well. To take out Edison, he flicks round to ramp. For the other player. Traded by Worldbreaker. Stick, unfortunately. It's left alone. The players around him and Flame had fallen. iNsanity equal the scoreline back up. Token, they have a decent amount of resources to half buy into this one. Flame able to almost full buy, really. Still on 3,800 even after buying an M4 and armor. This round, really gonna rely on Flame finding that impact with the M4. Try and flash their way out into mid. Vogely gets 2. Maybe if he'd been a little bit more efficient with the shots, that could have gone a lot better. It's 2 for 3. Start off this round. He's been spotted by Chris. Has made his way out of being into CT. And all that's left is Nick. We can't take out Chris. Or the T-sider player. Click down and take him out instead. iNsanity retake the lead. And 4th start to this game. Money is still not spectacular for the T side yet. To make sure they keep winning in a comfortable manner before they can let off the gas. Boosted up onto the box. Good net the killer's Flame tries to peek down into ramp. And gets an AWP bullet to the face. Worldbreaker just goes forward after it. He takes down B-back as well. And Nick tries to come in to correct it. But down he goes to Chris. Innocent looking around in middle has found one as well. And Edison sneaks his way out A site. He tries to see. Frostic is going to try and save. That man has absolutely no clue that Edison could be that far out. In comes the first tactical pause of the game after the incredibly long tech pause that we had before the game kicked off. Over on the Blast stream, it's a comfortable Team Liquid start. As all of Team Liquid almost have the same score in terms of kills. 4 players are on 4. Elige higher up on 5, and it's Yakinda behind, which is not the expected outcome. But there we are. This game, need to get back underway. It's the eco from Token. As now that money from iNsanity is looking healthy. Spectacular round from Worldbreaker last round. That was timed very well. Flame not expecting Igor to have committed forward through it. This is a nice easy plant for iNsanity. 1 kill. And they're on to the site. Smoke deep into CT as well. Igor just taps away through the smoke. He takes Rostic's head off. Edison has found one as well. Nick's still hanging around in this smoke. Hidden behind the box. Asked him to have not quite been found just yet, but Igor, as he runs forward, eventually puts the bullet in his head. And now this is where Token need to start edging their way back into this game. They want to have good scoreline going into the second half, going onto that T side as well. This time, iNsanity move their focus away from B. Heavy A main setup. Token They've adjusted their setup to have 3 players on B since the start of this game. Gonna need them figure out very quickly what iNsanity are all about in this round. That first flash from Worldbreaker hits off of one of the T players and lands directly at their feet. Second flash, not much better either. Fogley is allowed to get the opening kill. The good flash from Rustic gets Fogley back into it as well. So the man advantage for Token to start off this round. Now, Molotov is spectacular from Worldbreaker. Allows him to get the kill on Rustic. Flushes Fogley out of his position as well. You can see Token, they're worried about that look. iNsanity have been very all over the map. And Flame worried about players still coming in from mid. Not 100% certain where every single player is. Igor attempted to plant that bomb, but Flame, perfect angle in Donut to stop that. Kriz plants in the same position with his back to Flame. Maybe miscommunication, or I don't know, maybe Igor didn't realize where he was killed from. That is an odd one. Either way, a good defense from Fogley to start off with. Assistance from Rustic as well with the flashbangs. It's time iNsanity go back to that B side. Boosting Worldbreaker up on top of the box. Nick misses the shot. Worldbreaker gets that instead. The position was right. Couldn't get the kill. Mistake. Be able to go back into that same position. Edison pushes into Cave. And he takes out both players that are there. P-Back and Flame go down. And Rustic misses his shot. Worldbreaker dodging bullets as if he's in the Matrix. Fogley, absolutely nothing he can do but save. It's going to be a 7th round on the board for iNsanity. A lot of damage has been dealt to some of the iNsanity players in this round. Kriz down to 26 HP. Edison's been hit for 50. Damage dealt, but no kills found. Fogley's going to be in step now. Tries to peek out, but Igor gets the headshot. "7-4 is the scoreline. Once again, it's that half buy from Token where Flame has enough money to purchase an M4. See if this attempt will be a little bit more successful than the previous half buy attempt. Flame didn't even have any impact that time around. It was all on... It was Rustic. Eagle. Edison pushes forward into A. Does he expect Fogley to be there? It doesn't matter. Worldbreaker has got him instead. Two players from iNsanity make their way through Donut to take out Nick. Flame is able to find one with the M4 this time around, but Edison has already wrapped his way through Temple. P-Back, sole Ukrainian man on the roster, left alone. In a 1 versus 4. He doesn't even get a single kill. So iNsanity confirmed the half win. As, my goodness, Liquid has not lost a round yet. It is 7-0 to Team Liquid on Anubis. Token is sticking that 3-man B setup. Nade. It's good from P-Back. Nick. Somewhat aggressive with that ult in middle. Finds the opening pick. See, these two iNsanity players are so worried that someone's lurking around in that smoke. Instead, there's going to be 2 players positioned side close to the site. 1-for-1 trade. Make that 2-for-1 as Flame finds himself the other man as well. Dodging around the pillar. Gives himself a chance. The man that was trying to catch him off guard. Edison has been able to find Nick. Gives iNsanity a little bit of breathing room. Has cautiously made his way up out of ramp. That player from the CT side has been found, but Rustic positions himself well. All he has to do is just hold down mouse 1, spray them both down. Back onto the scoreboard go token as they get themselves a 5th on the board. Flame, a very nice start to the season. He's got himself 12 kills, challenging the 2 on top of the scoreboard for iNsanity as well. Feedback is dropped down to an MP9. Very aggressive in middle to Rustic. Flashbang was excellent. Prevents iNsanity players from really challenging that. Boost over is netted one for Chris as Rustic goes down. Flame was found over on B as well. Innocent has done a lot of work over on this B side of the map. He does go down to Fogler this time around. Ego tries to sneak his way out. It's awkward. He gets 1, but quickly traded by Fogler. He recovers things nicely over on B site for token. But A has been lost. Listen, has snuck his way out. Fogler, I think he's just gotten across in time to not be spotted. CT. Breaker is still holding this mid position. That is a spectacular shot from Fogler. Will break up. And able to do the same. He back over in mid. 2 versus 2 situation. Another missed shot from Worldbreaker. Fogler rotates on in to try and help. But Chris is there in Donut. Keep things under control. They 1-for-1 trade each other. And that favors iNsanity. It's a 9th on the board. 1 away for double digits. iNsanity. Not a lot of resources for Token to work with. They don't have a lot of utility behind them. 2 MP9s and a FAMAS as well. Would be a difficult round, but a heavy B lean to begin with from the T side. An aggressive stance on A from Token. Provides some basic framework for a really good chance for Token in this round. They've completely left mid at this point because there's still 2 in A main for Token. Probably finally backing out now, but I believe that's going to be to rotate on over to the B site. Edison is in. Oh, Blind, he still gets the kill into Nick trying to come through the smoke. Igor finds Flame trying to find a gap in it as well. And a difficult round, just got a whole lot more difficult for Token. It's Fogler, he gets 1, but Chris able to make his way up through mid completely unchallenged. Payback in Cave has lost a lot of HP as well, and now Worldbreaker checks behind. He does go down. Only 1 kill for Rustic and only 1 kill for Payback as well before he gets traded. 10-5. It's the scoreline at the half. Token got a lot of work to do. We are ready to get into this one. Dooley's over on Innocent. E250 has been dropped on over for Nick. Three players leaning towards the A side of the map. 1 in CT, 2 in Donut for iNsanity. There's a couple of players trying to have a look into Donut for Token. Igor quickly dealt with the Rustic. Edison gets Nick is traded by Fogler. Feedback to sneak his way out of A main now as well. Flame positioned in red house. Chance to cut things off. Great positioning from P-back to stop Donut players from rotating. We'll try and stop that plant. Flame positioning in red house is excellent to cut off rotations. In fact, Innocent backs out of Donut to try and take Flame out. It's going to be Worldbreaker in the end to do it. Down to the 1 versus 1. Worldbreaker, 40 HP. Tough situation for him, but he's just going to stick the defuse. P-back slowly peeks his way out. He's got plenty of time. Delivers a bullet to the head to get Token. Second half pistol round win. Talzok trying to 1v3 over in Blast to get Complexity their first round win, but they can't do it. It's 11-0 to Team Liquid over in Blast. Now, how does Token deal with this anti-eco from iNsanity? You already see at the very beginning of this round that it's going to be a slow-placed one. Token taking things nice and slow and methodical. So they don't rush into any stacks, making sure they don't make any mistakes that allow iNsanity to snowball this round into their control, exactly like Token did with their second round. Players now begin to make their way in. It's a 1-for-1 trade onto the side. The bomb is going to get planted, and Igor's taking out Rostic as well. And a low HP Nick is not a lot of defense for this bomb, whilst the two other players rotate on in for Token. Able to get one before Igor's trading him back out. Fogly has to come up big, but he can't. He gets one. P-back left in a 1 versus 2. This is going to be a difficult one for him. The smoke good from Igor to give them a chance to defuse the bomb, but P-back doesn't respect it. He just runs straight through. And they line up for him as well. The 7th on the board for Token. As the Ukrainian gets things back on track for his side. 3-round deficit now for Token. Pushing their way back into this one. iNsanity are going to go for that 3rd round buy. Had to make a couple of compromises for it, but still pretty much a full buy. If head armor means that Galil on Flame is still going to be incredibly useful. On Fogly as well, actually. So the two hardest hitting players. But the slightly weaker weaponry, but it's not going to matter going into this round because the lack of head armor on the CT side. Still 1 bullet headshot for them. With the incredibly slow 2nd round. This 3rd round is a lot faster. Nick is already into cave. For a second, that smoke from Innocent missed. Make its way to the top of ramp. Has allowed Flame to push right in behind it, though, I think. Not chosen to do it, but it's a very high up smoke. The smoke preventing players wanting to challenge mid. It's faded. That flash misses, and Rostic will take that all day. Opening pick goes the way of Token. Said going into this half, they need to start controlling the pace and start looking for gaps. Well, controlling the pace is exactly what they've done. Start off of this half. And that's spectacular positioning from Fogly and Rostic as well. Double peek is perfect to take out the player that was defending cave. And, well, Even with 2 players left up for iNsanity, this round is over. It's a 2 versus 5 retake situation. They're not even going to attempt that. The round deficit drops to 2. So the T side slowly edge their way back into this one. And I do mean slowly, because these rounds have been rather methodical from Token. Start off the second half. iNsanity are going for another buy. They're going to buy around these saved M4s. Get another M4 and a FAMAS into this one. It's significant compromises, and the flashes from Token are excellent. And even if Worldbreaker's flash is good to get him out into mid, Flame Full Blind is able to take him out instead. Just trying to keep things calm as he takes back control of Donut. He's only gotten one so far, and now he's got to play around either side of Donut. Vogler was able to take him out. Kriz was able to trade out one of the players in middle, and isn't into CT, got one as well. The 3 kills for iNsanity in this round. It puts Kriz in a 1 versus 2 situation. Still a bit worried about A. Token has been able to completely rotate off at this point. Problem here now is that Fogley, it's on low HP and Rostic. Was in an aggressive position, but I think the sound cues from Fogley drew the attention away. The round deficit. It's just 1 away now. Singular round separates Token from equalizing this game back out. That round is going to be an eco from iNsanity. Sort of a half buy. Ego, I think, is maybe misbought there. He's on an M4 with no armor, as the nade from Edison misses as well. If that was any closer to Eagle, that could have been a very tricky situation. CT's just gonna barrage the way down mid, as Worldbreaker quickly drops to the Ukrainian. See Token. Very passive. Very slow build up into this round. Let the buy just do whatever it wants. When I run around the map, push down mid and lose one of the players, that's fine by Token. So even after a little bit of presence over on B and rotating back to A, Stick gonna hang around here. Finds the kill onto Innocent as well. That's not going to draw away any attention though. iNsanity have read this well. Innocent is able to find one Ego with one as well. But very quickly, Token realize exactly what has transpired. They pretty much deal with it fully. I'm just going to rotate the bomb out anyway, just in case. No risks being taken by the T side into the second half. This has been a very efficient second half so far from Token. Very quickly it goes from 10-5 to 10-10. Complexity have managed to win a round. It's 12-1 or 13-1 now, I think. I think Liquid just won another round. Double up setup from from iNsanity this round. We didn't get to see the double up setup from Token in the first half. Kriz spamming through the wall, able to find the first frag in the round. Innocent posted up nicely. So they boost Nick up onto the boxes, and very quickly he finds his life ripped away from him. Kriz, oh, that quick switch could have cost him his life, but he gets the gun out just in time. Vogely and Flame are in a tricky situation. Got the way onto site, but they've not gotten any control. I found a little bit of control, a little bit more as Flame able to take out Chris as well. And they have a path to A site now. Worldbreaker tries to break that off, and he does. Finds Flame on the fading smoke. And that's the bomb dropped out in the open. Ego and Worldbreaker combine. Put an end to it. iNsanity get themselves on the board for the first time this half. It's the double AWP setup. It helps them break the methodical T side from Token. Going into this next round, they don't have that luxury. Back to the singular open Worldbreaker. Their only consolation. Nick doesn't have his either. Nick, fast, upbeat into cave, and he's already found the opening pick in the round. Maybe the fact that he doesn't have his AWP isn't a consolation prize for iNsanity into this round. That is a spectacular shot. Flicking up to Flame. It's the equalizer into this round that iNsanity needed. Still two players at B defense with one fast rotate just into Red House. Looks like he was flirting with the idea of rotating off. I think iNsanity think this is an A hit. Last time Token showed presence B. Backed off, they went A. This time around, they are going to commit into that B site. Smoke's down, they've got some control. Get this bomb down as well. They find the kills they need. Igor able to take the first one as he takes out Vogely. Down goes Nick, trying to position himself behind Pillar as well. Rustic and P-Back have a lot of work to do. They're not on the site yet. In fact, P-Back's been found. Down goes Rustic as well as Worldbreaker position, nicely holding that ramp angle. 12-10 is the scoreline. From what I've seen so far, on this Token side compared to how iNsanity are playing, I can feel the difference of Nick not being able to hit these AWP shots compared to previous games. There's 3 players going off for iNsanity, 2 of the riflers are AWP on Worldbreaker. Over on the other side, Vogely and Rustic are hitting their shots. Nick is yet to really be seen. The big green. Aggressive, the aggressive defense from iNsanity. Prison and Innocent push forward and they find the first kill. Looks like he wants to go back forward as well. Molotov to the B doors. It's an aggressive on a main. Peeks out luckily at the right timing. He can get some nice kills, but he only gets one. Push being traded by Flame. Quickly, Token. They're going to need to throw out this utility and get their way out onto site now. Looking around the middle as well. He puts it into an even situation, but it's quickly traded by Igor. Worldbreaker finds Flame as well as he rotates into Temple. And Nick, he's had a relatively quiet game so far. He needed to come up big. But Worldbreaker is there to stop him with the AWP. It's a 13th on the board for iNsanity. They begin to edge their way to a victory on this map. The eco coming out from Token. This is where they maybe need to switch up their style a little bit. Very slow and methodical. For pretty much all of this half, they maybe need to start speeding things up a little bit. A bit of a pace change. And it gets them out onto site almost. And isn't able to recover things. It's 2 for him. 2 for Chris on that defense. And Igor rotates in to take out that last Token man as well. iNsanity put themselves 2 rounds away from the win in this match. And this is one of, if not the most important round Token has had so far this game. They lose this one. Funding going into the final round is not going to be particularly spectacular. They're going to have a lot of problems. They win this one, they can start building on back into it and see if they can make something of this half. Again, and isn't able to find one through the smoke as it plumed. Able to catch the vision just before. He did hell. Ogley playing around these sight smokes and he finds 2 kills. That's completely rotated the iNsanity players on over. Well, Rostic and Flame had snuck their way out B. Ogley is eventually found on that A site, but not before. The bomb goes down and Token take complete control of this B site. And Rostic gets the final 2 kills. Switches to that AWP as well. The last one. And the rounds still important for Token. The money's still not there. If they lose this, they're in serious trouble for the next one. Again, 3 players from either side positioned towards B. And again, have been able to gain control of that cave entry. And from Flame. Not able to net any damage this time around. The ops for both sides are positioned over towards B as well. Yeah, Edison is pushed out of A main. Back has turned around at a very fortunate time, but he can't get the kill. Wallbreaker's been able to find Rustic as well. Fogley able to trade one of those kills back as he's cut the mid rotation off. That's going to open up a little bit of a gap for Token to work with, because that was the only mid player. That opens up to work with as well. Breaker has rotated on in. This needs to be good from Token, and it is. Flame peeks out and he rips the head off of the AWPer. Chris peeks out at the right time though to find Nick trying to come in through ramp. Need to be ready for that other player on lane. Chris plays aggressively on the ramp position. Down to Fogley. I don't know why we're in third person. There we go. No time left. The AWP is saved. It's a 15th on the board for iNsanity. Now this T side cannot afford to make any more mistakes. Player on a Mac 10 and a player Tech 9. They are at a disadvantage in this round. No AWP on the iNsanity side though is a bonus. Breaker though finds the first kill. Nick has to start finding impact with this AWP. Sin still sticking around aggressive in A main. P-back ready and waiting for that. But there's 2 players pushed down middle. Cause some sort of problem. Rostic has snuck his way out onto A site and is making his way into CT. And he's found the kill onto Innocent. Do they deal with this player in A main? He's found one. Rostic has gone down as well. Fogley has dealt that A main player. He's gone down right after. Nick said he had to start finding impact with the AWP. And a 1 versus 3 was exactly the impact he needed to succeed in doing. But in the end, iNsanity hold out. The okay start from Token in both halves. They just trailed off towards the end of each of them. Couldn't keep it going. Let's see when the next game is scheduled for. The one on the 26th. So plenty of time. Head on out down to Bristol and then come back in time for the next game. So, some promising signs from that first game from Token. Definitely think they could have put up more of a fight in that one than they did. But that is it from me tonight. I'll join you next time on the 26th, where Token face off against Sinners Academy. So, organisation there. But that's it from me. Join you next time, and goodbye.